Okay, so let's get into this AI stuff. Today's deep dive, we're looking at how AI is going way beyond just like chatbots and coding.
Right. Yeah, it's really interesting to see how AI is popping up in like the most unexpected places like chemistry, even like shaking things up in the tech world too.
For sure. So let's start with coding. Remember all that talk about how AI was like terrible at it?
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
Well, one developer, Harper Reed, is proving everyone wrong. He's actually using AI to become what he calls a coding warlord.
Experience, you know? He sees this huge potential for teams if they could all collaborate with these AI tools.
Yeah, that makes sense. Collaboration is such a huge part of software development.
Right. And this brings us to Mira Murati. She was the CTO of OpenAI, but now she's leading this startup called Thinking Machines Lab. It's staffed by a bunch of people who actually left OpenAI, and they're going all in on collaborative AI.
Interesting. So while OpenAI is like super focused on building these autonomous systems like ChatGPT, Thinking Machines Lab is going in a totally different direction.
Totally different. Their vision is all about AI that works with humans, you know, enhancing collaboration, amplifying human expertise. It's like AI that adapts to us instead of us having to adapt to the AI.
That's a really cool idea. It feels so much more human-centric than some of the other AI stuff we've been hearing about.
Right. And they're not just focused on the tech itself. They're really serious about AI safety, too, trying to prevent misuse of their models, sharing best practices with everyone, and supporting all this external research on AI alignment.
It's great to see a company actually prioritizing that ethical development stuff right from the start. It shows they really get the impact this technology could have. But let's switch gears a bit and talk about plastic pollution, another area where AI is making a huge difference.
This is where the potential of AI really shines. Scientists are using it to design enzymes that can literally digest plastic. It's revolutionizing synthetic biology.
Hold on. Before we dive into that, can you back up a bit and just explain what an enzyme is?
Oh, yeah, sure. So enzymes are basically like biological catalysts. They speed up chemical reactions in living things. Think of them like tiny little machines that break down molecules or put them together. Now, to digest plastic, you need to break specific chemical bonds called extra bonds, and these bonds are super strong, which is why plastic takes forever to decompose naturally.
So how is AI helping design these like plastic-eating enzymes?
Well, researchers are using these AI tools like RF diffusion and placer to design, screen, and optimize enzymes that are specifically targeted at breaking those ester bonds. RF diffusion helps create a 3D model of the enzyme structure, while placer helps predict how well the enzyme is going to be at actually breaking those bonds.
So they're training AI to become like expert enzyme designers.
Pretty much, yeah. And it's this super iterative process where the AI proposes the lines, then those designs get tested in the lab, and then the results are fed back into the system to refine the next generation of designs. It's a really cool example of human and artificial intelligence working together.
That's amazing to think about AI playing such a crucial role in this type of cutting-edge research.
Yeah, it really shows you just how transformative AI can be across all these different fields. And speaking of transformative, there's another development I wanted to touch on. It's DeepSeek R1, a large language model developed in China. What makes this one unique is that it's open weight.
Open weight. What does that even mean?
It means that the inner workings of the model, the weights that determine how it behaves, are publicly available. This is great for research and development because it allows for more transparency and customization. But DeepSeek R1 has a bit of a problem. It's heavily censored, especially around topics that the Chinese Communist Party considers sensitive.
Ah, so it's a powerful tool, but with some strings attached. What can you even do about that?
Well, the team over at Perplexity decided to tackle this head-on. They created R1 1776. It's a version of DeepSeek R1 that's designed to be unbiased and factual. It's like taking this powerful engine and tuning it for accuracy and freedom of information.
Okay, but how do you even decensor an AI model? That sounds super complicated.
It was a huge project. They had to collect data on the different topics that were being censored, develop this whole system to identify and classify censored content in a bunch of different languages, and then use all that to train R1 1776 to give accurate and unbiased info even on sensitive topics.
That's incredible. It's amazing what you can achieve when you combine technical expertise with a commitment to open information. Do you have any examples of how the outputs differ between DeepSeek R1 and R1 1776?
Oh, absolutely. One that really stands out is a question about Taiwan's independence and how it could affect NVIDIA's stock price. DeepSeek R1 just totally dodged the question and gave some generic talking points that aligned with the Chinese Communist Party's stance. R1 1776, on the other hand, actually gave this really nuanced analysis outlining all these geopolitical and economic factors that could come into play.
Wow, that's a powerful example of how the training data and any biases in it can really shape an AI's responses. It's a reminder that even though AI can be a powerful tool for knowledge, We always need to be aware of its limitations and potential for bias.
I totally agree. And that awareness is going to become even more important as AI becomes more integrated into our lives. But we've only just scratched the surface of AI's impact. We'll be back to explore more in part 2 of our deep dive.
We'll be exploring how AI is transforming drug discovery and even venturing into the realm of designing living organisms, so make sure to tune in for that.
It's going to be wild.
Well, hello, it's Dave here. I am glad to be interrupting your listening experience with this nonsense. I've just been checking out Notebook LM to see where we have been on this crazy AI Today adventure over the past few months. From talking about Dario's mission from the Mount, he's the CEO of Anthropic, all the way through to supply chain success, how we do incredible things with Microsoft 365 Copilot. I've never said Microsoft before. I must be going soft. How you manage unstructured data, whether AI can help us better understand ourselves with a special cameo by Psych 101, an incredible data set of behavioral attributes over the period of many, many years, developed and nurtured by researchers. Stuff about, making AI work at work, AI-powered product management, knowledge graphs, finding solutions. My experience in developing an app for the first time in 42 years. Wow. Truth About Coding with AI was the episode yesterday. We've got so much stuff coming up, and we've already been reviewing Grok 3, ChatGPT with psychotherapy. My God, so many things. And I really hope that you're enjoying this journey with us. So my question to you, do you want to get involved in more meaningful ways? I love having you here as a listener, but if you want to get involved as a sponsor, or if you want to come on the show and talk about your new AI-powered product, I would love to have you here with us. So, and you might even get to talk to a human. You can email me at dave@wordandmouth.com, or you can catch me on X at Dave Thackeray. I'm also on the usual platforms, Mastodon, big shout out, Blue Sky, and obviously, last but not least, LinkedIn. So if you want to get more from AI today, I want to hear from you. Back to the show.
Welcome back. So we've seen how AI is really shaking things up in coding chemistry and even material science.
It's amazing to see AI pushing boundaries in these fields that we used to think were only for humans.
Right. And now we're going to dive into a field where AI has the potential to make a huge impact. Drug discovery.
Drug discovery. Wow. That's a field where even small advancements can change so many lives. I'm really curious to see how AI is playing a role in such a complex area.
It's really interesting. Traditional drug discovery is kind of like searching for a needle in a haystack. It takes forever. AI is changing all that by acting like a super-powered research assistant, going through mountains of data incredibly fast and with incredible accuracy.
So AI is helping researchers zero in on the most promising leads for new drugs.
Exactly. AI algorithms can analyze huge data sets of chemical structures, biological pathways, clinical trial data, all to identify potential drug targets. It's not just about finding the right molecule, it's about understanding all the complex biological mechanisms involved and how a potential drug might interact with the human body.
It's like you need to understand how the body works before you can even try to fix it.
Exactly. And AI can help map those interactions and predict the effectiveness and safety of potential drug candidates. This can dramatically reduce the time and cost of drug development.
It's fascinating how AI is speeding up those early stages of drug discovery. What about designing new molecules? Can AI create entirely new drugs from scratch?
That's where things get really exciting. AI-powered platforms are now able to generate totally new molecular structures with specific properties. It's like having a digital chemist crafting a brand new recipe for a life-saving drug.
So researchers can basically give AI a list of criteria, like targeting a specific protein or having certain therapeutic properties, and then let AI design the perfect molecule.
You got it. And then those AI-designed molecules can be made and tested in a lab. It opens up a whole new world of possibilities for treating diseases that were once thought to be incurable.
It's incredible to think we might be on the cusp of personalized medicine, where treatments are tailored to each person's unique genetic makeup and health needs. AI could revolutionize healthcare as we know it.
I agree. The potential is huge. But let's switch gears again and talk about material science.
Material science, I don't know much about that. What AI's role in developing new materials?
Well, think about it. Materials are everywhere. They're the building blocks of our world, from the concrete in our buildings to the chips in our phones. Materials shape our lives in countless ways. AI is now being used to design and discover new materials with properties that could transform everything, from energy production to manufacturing.
Okay, I'm starting to see the potential. But how does AI actually design these new materials? Does it have some kind of virtual lab where it mixes and matches different elements?
It's more like having a virtual chemist with access to this massive library of knowledge. AI algorithms can analyze huge databases of material properties, things like strength, conductivity, melting point, and then use that information to predict how different combinations of elements might behave.
So it's like a superpowered materials encyclopedia that can predict the properties of hypothetical materials.
Exactly. And the amazing thing is that AI can explore these possibilities much faster and more efficiently than traditional methods, which often rely on trial and error in a lab.
So it's not just about finding new materials, but also about improving existing ones to make them perform even better.
That's right. AI can help us find ways to make materials stronger, lighter, more durable, or even give them entirely new properties that we never thought possible.
I remember reading about AI being used to design new alloys for jet engines, making them lighter and more resistant to heat.
That's a great example. AI-designed materials are already being used in aerospace, and the potential applications go way beyond that. Renewable energy, construction, medical implants, the possibilities are endless.
It's amazing to think about the potential impact of AI-designed materials we could have. Self-healing materials, super strong composites materials that adapt to their environment.
And that's not even the craziest part. Some researchers are using AI to design not just materials, but entire organisms.
Wait, AI designing living organisms? That sounds like science fiction.
It does sound futuristic, but it's a rapidly growing field called synthetic biology, and AI is speeding up its progress. Scientists are using AI to design microorganisms that can do specific tasks like break down pollutants or produce biofuels.
So it's like programming life itself. We're giving AI the blueprint of life and letting it create new forms.
In a sense, yes. It's a field with enormous potential to tackle some of humanity's biggest challenges. Imagine microorganisms that clean up oil spills, produce biodegradable plastics, or capture carbon dioxide from the atmosphere.
The possibilities are mind-blowing. But we have to be careful, right? Tinkering with the building blocks of life raises a lot of questions.
You're right. It's really important to have open and honest discussions about the implications of these technologies, and to make sure that AI-powered synthetic biology is developed responsibly with safeguards in place to prevent any unintended consequences.
It's a good reminder that with every technological leap, we need to think about the potential risks and benefits, but we're just scratching the surface of what AI can do in material science and synthetic biology. What else is on the horizon?
Well, one particularly interesting area is self-assembling materials. Imagine materials that can organize themselves into complex structures, just like living organisms.
That sounds like nanotechnology. How is AI involved in this?
AI algorithms can be used to design the building blocks of these materials, making sure they have the right properties to interact with each other and assemble into the structures we want.
So it's like giving AI a set of molecular Legos and letting it figure out how to build something amazing.
That's a great way to put it. And these self-assembling materials could be used in so many fields: regenerative medicine, electronics manufacturing. Imagine damaged tissues repairing themselves, or electronic circuits building themselves atom by atom.
It's like we're moving towards a future where materials can grow and adapt, blurring the line between living and non-living.
It's a fascinating idea, and it's a future that AI will definitely help shape.
This deep dive has been an incredible journey, from coding warlords to AI-designed organisms and self-assembling materials.
It's been amazing to explore some of the most exciting frontiers in AI research. AI isn't just changing the game, it's rewriting the rules.
Our exploration isn't over yet, though. Stay tuned for the final part of our deep dive, where we'll delve into the future of work in an AI-driven world. And we'll discuss some of the ethical and societal challenges that come with it.
No, me again. Right. How are you using AI in your business? Have you got beyond getting ChatGPT to write your emails for you? Are you integrating Tensor Lite into your manufacturing processes? Have you figured out how to use free agent That's right. That's the accounting and invoicing software, Free Agent AI, to take control of your money. What have you been doing with AI? I can't wait to find out. Drop me a line, dave@wordandmouth.com. I would really like to shout about the progress that you're made. This show is all about productivity, efficiency, and getting the edge over your competition while at the same time keeping your humans happy. So I want to hear all of the different ways that you've started on this path to AI integration in your organization. Can't wait to hear from you. Back to these guys.
So we've explored how AI is revolutionizing things like coding, chemistry, material science.
It's been incredible to see the impact AI is having in areas we thought only humans could handle.
And now for the big question, what does the future of work look like in this AI-driven world? It's a question that gets people excited and worried at the same time.
Yeah, definitely. The rise of AI makes people wonder about jobs disappearing and how work itself will change.
Are robots going to take our jobs? Is everyone going to be replaced by AI? These are the questions everyone's asking.
It's understandable why people are concerned. AI is automating certain tasks, especially ones that are repetitive or involve a lot of data.
Things like data entry, customer service, chatbots, even parts of legal research.
Exactly, and this automation will definitely lead to some jobs being lost in certain industries.
But when you look back, history shows us that new technologies often create new opportunities, new industries, and in the end, new jobs.
Think about the internet. It disrupted so many traditional businesses, but it also created a whole new digital economy with jobs that never existed before.
Yeah, like e-commerce, social media, online marketing, app development. The list goes on.
And AI will probably follow a similar path. While some jobs will disappear, new ones will pop up in areas like AI development, data science, AI training, human-AI collaboration.
So it's not really humans versus machines. It's about figuring out how humans and AI can work together effectively, each one using their strengths.
Exactly. We need to focus on developing skills that complement AI, not compete with it.
Skills like creativity, critical thinking, problem solving, emotional intelligence, adaptability.
Those are the skills that AI still struggles with, and they'll be even more important for workers in the future.
It's not just about learning new skills for specific jobs. It's about creating a workforce that's adaptable and resilient, one that can handle the constantly changing world of work in an AI-driven future.
Couldn't agree more. And it's not just up to individuals. Businesses and governments need to adapt too.
They need to invest in education and training, create a culture of lifelong learning, and develop policies that support both innovation and the well-being of workers.
Exactly. Making sure everyone benefits from the shift to an AI-driven world requires a joint effort.
It's clear that this is a huge change for society, not just the economy. And with any big change, there will be challenges.
Right. Challenges like addressing potential biases in AI algorithms, ensuring AI is developed and governed responsibly, and navigating the ethical landscape as this technology evolves.
We need to address all of these things head on.
And it's not just the responsibility of tech companies or governments. Everyone needs to play a part in shaping the future of AI.
We need to stay informed, have thoughtful conversations, demand transparency and accountability, and push for AI development that's ethical and inclusive.
If we work together, we can use the power of AI to create a future that benefits all of us.
This deep dive has taken us through a whole range of emotions, from the amazement of seeing what AI can do to the very real concerns about how it might affect our lives.
It has been quite the journey. But one thing is, certain AI is here to stay, and its influence will only grow.
It's up to us to create the future we want with this technology.
Remember, the future isn't set in stone. It's a story that we're all writing together.
Thanks for joining us for this deep dive. We hope it's made you curious and given you some things to think about as we explore this exciting and unknown territory together.
Keep exploring and keep learning.